Welcome, citizen, to another Starcraft Nation broadcast, and I am your host, Venerati, and in today's cast, we are going to be seeing the semifinals in between Dimaga, well, actually, hold on, let's rewind a little bit, the semifinals of the Cyborg Cup in between Dimaga, and, okay, bear with me with this, Satiini, Satiini? Okay, that's, yeah, that's what, Satiini. So, it's going to be Satiini going up against Dimaga, and I don't know how he actually wants to say his name, but since I don't know him, that's what he gets stuck with. So, we actually are going to be seeing Dimaga going up against Satiini on Lost Temple. It's going to be a ZVT, and ZVT offers us a pretty interesting outlook because there's two points of it I want to make. Against this, we see our base units-wise, we have Zerglings and we have Marines. And Zerglings are melee units and Marines are ranged units. Now, stick with me. I know this is very basic stuff, but look what Satiini's doing. This is very important when you're going up against a Zerg because those melee units, if you deny them the ability to attack you, well, they're basically useless. I mean, what are they going to spit on you, call you names, chitter at you in Zergling? Not really going to happen. But there's a problem with this, though. It really tends to show Terran players, we see Terran players bottle up, and we see them not wanting to expand. Whoa, actually had this speed on normal, not faster. Sorry about that, guys. So what I was going back to is we see this as, we see Terran players turtle, and this is fine, but when they don't expand, this is when it really becomes a problem. And we also see like players like Dimaga, you know, or Idra, or a lot of those players, especially on the Lost Temple, is this nice cozy expansion, will throw that and start to expand. And I mean, it's pretty interesting to see this because you can see Terran sit there and bottle up, and then Zerg spreads all across the map, and Terran comes out with a 200 army, and though they can beat the Zerg can replenish, and it's really hard to win like that. And it's just a little tidbit right there. I was thinking about that as basically like the psychology of the builds. Meanwhile, Dimaga here will be forced to get contact, and what do you do if you can't get to them? Well, you knock down the buildings that are blocking them, and then you see banelings and baneling bots and blah, blah, blah. But either way, focusing on the game itself, sorry to prophesizing there, we see a spawning pool going down for Dimaga, and we do actually see the hatchery coming down there. So Dimaga feeling safe that he can go ahead and grab that natural, not going to be getting any super early pressure from Satiini, as Dimaga actually hasn't even scouted Satiini's base right now. So he's not really knowing what's going to be going on as we go ahead and look. Yeah, he doesn't know where he is. He knows where he isn't right now, but going up against the Terran, you kind of feel there's kind of a little bit of a metagame going on there. So Dimaga will be grabbing that spawning pool, will be finishing up here relatively soon. We've seen Dimaga apply a lot of early pressure before in the past with one base builds, basically grabbing two hatcheries in the same base, which is interesting. He's not doing it here, but why would you grab the second hatchery? Not so sure the logic behind it. I'm sure there's something there to it. It's just beyond me right now because I'm not a professional player. I don't have near enough time to devote to that. But right now we actually have a little bit of action going down here as we actually see 3 Marines coming up here. The drone will be seeing that, so Satiini actually will be applying some early pressure as he does have 3 racks going down right now while I was flipping my lips. So Satiini will be coming up here, and we actually see Dimaga doing a small drone transfer. Will they be actually transferring? Will they be attacking? As we see a total of 4 Marines right here. We actually see the drones running into the background, trying not to be killed right here, as they do not want to die for the overmind. We actually see a bunker coming down, so Satiini deploying a contain tactic right here. We see the Queen really pissed off about the situation. Actually, Satiini should have started to attack as walking by those Queens really put him in a bad position. We see more Marines showing up to the party, attacking these drones. We have a total of 5 on the lower part, total of 2, and a couple of SCVs on the top, as we did see the sniping of that SCV right there. So we have 1 SCV up here facing for Satiini. Satiini not able to get that bunker down. This is really going to be important because Satiini really needed to get that bunker down to maintain this contain. And we do see the forces of Satiini being slaughtered right here as there are 2 of these Marines are really not feeling so hot, and these Zerg will be able to come in there, mow them over. So Satiini not able to secure this early bunker. We do see him actually canceling it right there. So Satiini's early contained attempt really not working out for him. Let's go take a look at the loss attempt. It was neck and neck actually. So Really felt that Satiini should have paid attention to getting that SCV back there. As he had 2 SCVs up here, would have been able to run them past as those Marines were able to lay some fire on the Queen. But Satiini not giving up, will be coming up here, applying more pressure. They will be sniping this one Queen. Never mind, they will not actually be able to get it as these Zerglings are coming up here, chewing on this one Marine. That one Marine will be going down. And so now it's 3-on-2. We'll be able to get more reinforcements coming from Satiini. So Satiini continuing to apply pressure, not wanting Dimaga to feel safe in his little base right there. But going ahead and look at the income tab real quick, as we do see both players neck and neck right here. Satiini pulling a lot of money into his army, not a lot into his economy, and forcing Dimaga basically to do the same. As we do see a lot of Zerglings on the field right now. We do see Metabolic Boost coming up there, and we actually see a Baneling Nest coming there. Baneling Nest will be hyper effective against the Marine build right here. Oh, and yes, we do actually see that Overlord going down there. Satiini able to snipe it. Satiini, though, bringing up his barracks, and will be forming a wall just in time, as we do see the herd of Zergling coming up here. And they will not, seeing that they will not able to get by. That front Marine would have totally died, probably the second one too, but they would have been able to bottleneck the forces, able to DPS down these Zerglings. So right now, we're going to see a little bit of a lull in the game. Dimaga able to withstand that. Actually, supply locked right now there due to Satiini's snipe not actually able to save that Overlord, as there was a floating building over there, would have been able to give Satiini vision. So we do see 2 bunkers coming down here for Satiini. Satiini will be moving out here. Oh, and this is going to be a bad position for Satiini, as the Zerglings will be able to catch up to these Marines. Oh, and they actually are going to engage. So these Marines trying to run for the like Dimaga, not choosing to actually fully try to get surround. No, baiting it back. What am I talking about? Dimaga will be able to overrun these Marines, as we do actually see them get around a wall with the Metabolic Boost, and all these Marines will be going down, cut to shreds. So Satiini's Expedition Force was absolutely just murder, raped, pillaged, and any other adjective you want to throw on that one. Meanwhile, Dimaga putting out his creep tumors, throwing down that skin highway. So Satiini, right now, I kind of feel that the pendulum of battle is swinging over toward Dimaga. So because Dimaga will be getting these Banelings, has had his natural up for some time, has doesn't have any more harvesters to say, but has the tech. He's basically got the counter to what Satiini is bringing, because these bunkers are going to go down ASAP to those Banelings, because there are a crap ton of Banelings. Go ahead and look at that. Yes, we actually have a full 18 Banelings, and we actually are going to see the Baneling moving up here. Not so many Zerglings to finish off what's going to be up here, but we do see the Baneling making contact with the first bunker, making contact with the second and third bunker, as we see all those Marines going down there. We see the 4th bunker going down, and Satiini has nothing, and so we are going to see Zerglings screaming into the main of the Satiini, and Satiini will be tapping out there, as we saw a pretty brutal Baneling bust. Now, Satiini really couldn't have done anything about that, seeing as his forces were caught out in the open. He could have put his forces up here instead of coming out there poking around. That's why you should poke around with 1 Marine instead of a herd, because that pack of Marine is going to get surrounded, especially with Zerglings on the field. Would have liked to see another bunker, or another barracks right there, as those barracks are much more apt at soaking up that damage than those bunkers. Bunkers only have 400 HP. Either way, that is in the past. Satiini was bested by Dimaga in the first of the semifinals. This will be a best of 3. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if this guy, how you're actually supposed to pronounce this guy's name, as I'm just making up as I go. So, guys, thank you once again. Thank you again Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, citizens, stay safe.